Hello Internet, this is Jeremy Parish from OneUp.com, and we are here for a quick video look at Seikaiju no Meikyu 4, aka Etrian Odyssey 4, when and if Atlas ever announces it for a US release. This is the fourth game in the Etrian Odyssey series, obviously, and it's the first for 3DS, and it plays pretty much about like you'd expect, but it offers some changes. So let's have a look at the game. As with other Etrian Odyssey games, you basically start out in a center town and create your guild and have a base of operations. You have an inn, you have a place to sell stuff, you have a guild where you get, or a bar where you get missions, you have a guild hall, etc., etc. So let's go to the guild hall and check out the classes available for this game. You can of course create your party here, and as always there are classes. So here's the Swordman class. This is the same as, what, Landsknecht from previous games. There's, let's see, what are some other classes? Ah, there we go. The Night Stalker class, which kind of combines Ronin, Ninja, Dark Hunter, all kind of put into one. There are only 7 classes in this game, at least to start with. It's sort of a back-to-basics Etrian Odyssey, but it changes a lot of things too. Here's the Fortress, which is basically your Paladin-type class. The Sniper, which is the same as Archer or Gunner. Long-range attacks, lots of debuffs, binds, and things like that. The Medic, which is the same as Medic as always. It's, you know, healing and the occasional heavy blow. The Rune Master, which is basically an alchemist or Zodiac from Etrian Odyssey 3. And the Dancer, which is, you know, buffs and debuffs. Well, mostly buffs. And so you can create your party and, you know, form it up, head into town, go shopping if you want. Everyone loves shopping. As usual, you sell items in the shop, you know, junk that you collect, and then when you want to buy it, you have your choice of weapons, armor, accessories, items. Something that's kind of carried over from Etrian Odyssey 3 is that when you sell junk, when you sell loot from enemies, you unlock new things, but as you can see here, you may not have enough money, or, well, not enough money, but enough, sorry, my brain just farted. You may not have enough loot drops, loot items, as you can see here, right there. This one's sold out because it requires 2 of these rocks, and I don't have enough. I only have 1, therefore I cannot create the Niri-Ri, or whatever it's called, a mace. So I'm stuck without that, but that's okay because my party's kind of gone beyond that. Anyway, so that's enough of the stuff in town. Let's head out into the wide world, and you explore in this Etrian Odyssey by balloon. You can jump with the second menu item straight to the last dungeon you were in, which is kind of handy because you have to go exploring to find the dungeon, the multiple dungeons actually, but you can also go out into a hot air balloon. You can, at least at this point in the game for me, pick a large balloon, a small balloon, or change your accessories. If you look here, I have a dowsing rod, so I can find special items on the map. But basically, the hot air balloon sequence. Oh, let's look at that. Yes, Kazehase no Shikun. The hot air balloon is basically the same as the ship from Etrian Odyssey, but if you notice, you're not limited in how many turns you can take. There's no range for this. So basically, you're free to go out exploring. And you just move step by step. There are huge and dangerous foes, FOEs, on the map now. These kangaroo dudes, I have not managed to beat one yet because they can basically kill every single member in my party with a single attack. So someday I will be able to fight them, but not now. Once a day, if you look at the map, you don't see any now because I've collected them since the last time I rested. But there are birds and livestock and vegetation and things like that that you can collect on the world map and sell them in town. But if you'll see here, there's 1, 2, 3 points that are highlighted. There's a 4th one down here, but I can't get past those foes yet. And those are the actual dungeons. The first one down here is kind of the basic starter dungeon, just 1 level. But these 2, one requires the small balloon, one requires the large, maybe reversed. those dungeons actually are kind of similar to the first one. They, they have the same difficulty level, but they are new and different, and you have to explore them separately. And currently my quest is to go to, not this dungeon here, but the one over a little further to the side. I can't get through here, by the way, because of a whirlwind. It will destroy my ship or some such. Anyway, I have to go to this dungeon and fight a giant gorilla thing that's down at the bottom, and that is my current task. It's pretty powerful, but not so powerful that my team can't take it down. And as usual, you can map the dungeon. Actually, it looks like I might have gone to the wrong one. I'm very confused. Yeah, actually, this is a small standalone dungeon. I lied to you. This dungeon, the gimmick here is that, as you can see, there are FOEs on the map, and you can fight those dudes, and if you kill 2 of them, they're very easy, and then the mother comes, and it will destroy you because it's incredibly powerful. But this isn't where we want to go, so let's go back out and explore the map a little bit more. Go to the other dungeon, wherever that was. There we go, straight ahead. So we drop in here, and oh, look at that. It's some Japanese words. Okay, so this is a much bigger dungeon. The foes that you see here, 1, 2, those aren't totally overwhelming, just slightly powerful. And I can beat them fairly easily. I can take down about 2 in a life. But the main boss of the dungeon is a much stronger version of those guys. And one of the new elements of this game is that the foes are a lot more interactive. Oh, we've gotten into a battle. As you can see, battles are now animated. They're, full of motion. And the enemies actually look really, really faithful to the original Etrian Odyssey, Etrian Odyssey 2, etc. Anyway, these guys are kind of weak, so I'm just going to slaughter them. But they're very faithful to the original 2D artwork because of, not quite cel shading, but just very careful visual design. They look great, they move great, and I am down here. Oh, there we go. Yes, I have to go through the secret passage where the flowers are. So anyway, new for this is that FOEs don't appear on the map just as glowing balls. They appear as the monsters that they actually are, and they're animated. And of course everything moves step by step, but this guy saw me, and now his icon is red, and he wants to kill me, but I'm just going to skip him. But he was important because if you see here, those 2 spots, this used to be blocked off with wood, and when I made him angry before, he dashed at me and destroyed the wood. So now that's an open passage. And there are several passages like that in this dungeon. And that's kind of the gimmick for this particular dungeon, is that you have to make those guys angry, and then you can fight them. But it's basically, the same Etrian Odyssey you know and love. You're cruising around the dungeons, but you just a little more refinement. I feel like your characters level up pretty quickly, but at the same time, enemies are very strong and deal a lot of damage. So it's basically kind of a high damage challenge. You're trying to fight enemies quickly and not get totally wiped out. I apologize for my ugly mug in the reflection there. So these are, more difficult enemies than the ones I fought on the previous floor. So I'll have to actually give some consideration to how I fight them. This is my sniper. She's going to shoot the dudes in the back. And everyone else is just going to pile on one of the frogs. Yeah, so my sniper's pretty strong. She's good at killing long-range things and flying things. That's just what snipers do. And if you look at the meter on the right that just shone and turned up to 4, that is the burst meter. It's kind of like the, whatever it was called, the meters in the previous games where you built up super attacks for your characters. Now you have kind of a collective pool for the party of special skills, and I can show you how those work in the next battle. But basically, you have multiple skills that you can use. Sorry that I keep switching around maps, but I'm trying to remember exactly where I'm going. I have to kind of dodge around. As you can see, there's these 2 rooms with foes in them, and I could fight those guys and take them down, but it would deplete my resources and make the boss battle more difficult. So I'm just going to skip around them. And yes, I'm traveling by grid. And of course you can gather resources I just got some aloe, more aloe. Oh, a rare item, a small branch. And another one. Of course, I can sell those for items, power up my items. And, whoops, another attack. Alright, so this way I can show off the burst, which is good because the guy in the back there with the golden afro, he's actually really, really strong. So I'm going to use a burst attack with my swordman, or swordwoman as the case may be. This one is a double slash, so it's basically a free action. Not only does she get to use her burst attack, which takes two points of the burst meter, which you can't see at the moment, but not only does it take it takes the 2 burst levels and gives her 2 attacks, but she also gets to activate a normal attack in addition to that. So that's pretty handy. And I'm going to use my sniper with a full metal shot, full metal arrow, and see if I can take that gorilla dude down in a single action. If not, he'll hit me really hard. Oh, yeah, ow. Yeah, he just smashed an entire back row for a lot of damage, and that sucks. Alright, so I'll finish this battle, and then it's time to heal, because my back row is in bad shape. Oh, something I should show off is the way that skills are different. You can customize the burst attacks you use, but also your skills as usual. So let's look at my medic. She doesn't have any skill points right now, but as you can see, the way skills are laid out is much more direct. It makes a lot more sense. You can see how skills are related, like the prerequisites are connected, and they actually show how many points you need to unlock the next level of prerequisites, or of abilities. But something really interesting is that in addition to just pouring points in to unlock abilities, there's actually a tiering system. So this is the first tier for novice characters, which is up to level 20. There are more advanced skills for veterans and for masters, but you have to be at least level 40 to use mastery skills, and level 20 to use veteran skills. So right here is the resurrect skill, which, you know, allows you to bring people back to life. In previous games, you've had to invest a lot into healing in order to unlock resurrection. In this case, you don't, but you do have to be at least level 20, so there's no resurrection skill until you hit level 20. So it's kind of a new way of breaking down the skills and abilities and limiting what your characters can do. And it's pretty smart. I like it. Anyway, so that's how that works. And as usual, you know, the skills work the same way. She's got healing, which heals a single character, line heal, which heals a group, and refresh, which unlocks increasing numbers of status ailments as you put more skill points into it. So we're going to go to line heal and heal everyone in the back row with a single action. Congratulations, you guys are healthy again. So where am I? Let's see. Alright, so I want to get over to here, because that's where the boss was. I fought him, and then he ran away when I got him to half-life. So we're going to go down into the lower level where he ran away to, and, oops, there we go, back on the top screen, and chase him. So we're down on the 3rd floor, and there he is. He's like the purple guys, except he's red. And he's probably going to slaughter me, but we'll find out. Wish me luck. Oh, well, that was interesting. Okay, there we go. Now the fight begins. So I'm going to draw his anger. Use another double burst attack. Oh no, look, his life is already halfway down, so at least there's that. Power break to make him weaker. My healer is going to defend herself. My sniper is going to use arm snipe to bind his arms and keep him from using his powerful attacks. And finally, my rune master is going to use a special ability that weakens him to lightning and strengthens my party to lightning before using powerful lightning attacks. So, you know, as you can see, the strategies and tactics are pretty much the same as you'd expect from an Etrian Odyssey game, but it looks better, it moves better, it plays faster, there's more exploration, there's some really cool abilities, and big bosses that kick your ass. So it's pretty much everything you love from Etrian Odyssey. Atlas has not announced this game for a US release yet, but I've got my fingers crossed. They always bring over Etrian Odyssey games, and I don't see why this one would be any different, because, in my opinion, from what I've played of it so far, it has the potential to be the best of the bunch, and that's saying a lot, because it's a rad series. Alright, thanks a lot.